So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hunting for the steam shunter. There she is, the steam shunter. Yes, there it is in all its glory. We're going to be hopping inside shortly. We'll say one last goodbye to the diesel. Bye-bye. Let's get it going. So the first... Oh no. It's done. It's all over, folks. This is basically akin to being up a creek without a paddle. I should have hooked up the Steam Loco's brakes. We've got this crazy steam locomotive behind us right now that is really nothing more than dead weight and hopefully doesn't cause us to derail. Brace yourselves, because here we go. This is the hill climb to end all hill climbs, I think. Quick, gotta change those points. Oh no, I changed the points halfway through. The train's gonna derail, Hello everyone and welcome back to another video and welcome to those new subscribers as well and those new viewers. Very good to have you on board. I am standing here in the rain talking to you right now in the game. This is Derail Valley Simulator and this is episode 3 of the career playthrough that I just recently begun in this game. I thought I'd start a new career mode playthrough in Derail Valley Simulator. And we are basically 2 jobs in at the moment as of this video. This will be, well, we'll see how we go in this video. This is episode 3 and I'm just going to put some cards up in the top right hand corner of the screen, just linking back to episode 2 and episode 1, the previous episodes. If you haven't already seen those, you might want to check them out first if you haven't seen them. For those of you who have been playing along at home and have been watching, thanks so much. Let's get moving on this episode. This is episode 3 as I mentioned. So we are here at Iron Ore Mine West. Okay, this is where we've ended up so far in career mode. And so I thought we'd carry on today from where we currently are. Now in the last episode, episode 2, we did actually manage to pick up the steam shunting license. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hunting for the S060 steam shunter. Okay, so I'm going to be heading from here, which is at the very top left hand corner of the map, and I'm going to be heading down basically in a southerly direction, basically the direction we're facing right now. Okay, and so we'll probably be driving this locomotive backwards most of the way, and we're just going to go ahead and make our way down to Sawmill, okay, in the far southwest corner of the map. Now why Sawmill? As I mentioned, that is one of the places where the steam shunting locomotive is known to spawn. Okay, so I figure we'll head to those either the Sawmill or Forest South or Forest Central, all those kind of areas, those smallish kind of foresty kind of sawmill areas where we may be able to find this elusive locomotive. So let me just make sure that we take the handbrake off there, otherwise we'll be going nowhere fast. Okay, so I'm just going to make my way out of this area, and once I get to the end of this yard I'm just going to double back or just reverse basically, and then head on in a reverse kind of direction the entire way in a southerly direction until we get to Sawmill. So this is going to be quite an episode actually, this one, I've got a feeling, because yeah, we are going to get our money's worth out of this shunter I believe today. I'm hoping I can just find the steam shunting locomotive and then call it a day, and then basically leave this locomotive where it is when we do find that other steam locomotive, and then we'll be good to go with our steam shunter. So we'll see how we go anyway. Let's just flip these points and then we'll head into reverse here, and we'll be heading in this reverse direction for a good portion now. Let's just set our lights up because we're moving in the reverse direction, so we need to set our lights so that the headlight is showing on the rear of the locomotive and the red light is showing on the front, if that makes sense, because I'm driving this thing backwards. As you can see here, the handbrake is in front of us and the controls are behind us, so basically I'm facing backwards and driving it in reverse. But that's the way we need to be driving anyway. We've got 8 grand or so in the old wallet. Okay, basically that's how much money we ended up with after I did buy that steam shunting locomotive license last time. I was very happy that I was able to get that steam loco license for the shunter, and we did get long train 1 as well, which has increased our co-pay to $2,000. But I think I'll keep long train 1 for the moment. And I've had some very good feedback from you guys as well, guys and girls. Thanks very much for those of you who have been commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so basically I think I'm going to hang on to Long Train 1 license for the time being and not upgrade to Long Train 2. Long Train 1 license gives us up to 10 carriages that we can actually haul. So I think that's quite respectable and keeps our insurance copay quite low as well, only $2,000. So that means any fees and damage that we might cause or I might cause along the way, even if it's in, you know, the tens of thousands of dollars or more, it's only going to cost $2,000 to clear those fees with the insurance copay. So I'm going to keep Long Train 1 for the moment and just see how we go in career mode. I don't really see a need to upgrade to Long Train 2. Don't have manual servicing license just yet either, but that's fine. So yes, we can see we are making our way down now from Iron Ore Mine West, and basically I don't have to touch a lot of these switches because they should automatically be set in the direction that we came from. Okay, so we'll be making our way into Machine Factory before too long, that MF there, and then afterwards we'll be heading further down to City Southwest, and then from there we'll be going to the sawmill, where hopefully our steam shunting locomotive will be waiting for us. Unfortunately, there's no GPS location showing on this map just now, as you can see. That is not yet available at this stage of the career mode, but I'm told that once we get a little bit further in career mode, we'll be able to unlock some extra difficulty settings there. So I look forward to potentially turning on the GPS marker there. Just makes it a bit easier to find out where on earth we are, because sometimes some of these places, even though they're quite familiar, can be a bit sort of difficult to know where you are sometimes on this rather large map. Anyway, we'll continue on, and we should be at Machine Factory shortly, and I'm just going to keep on going through. Okay, so I might just skip ahead a little bit because we do have quite a run ahead of us today. So I'll catch you all in just a moment. Okay, so we are here at Machine Factory, or MF as it appears on the map. This is where we begun episode 2, the previous episode, and we were heading in the opposite direction, taking our excavators up to Iron Ore Mine West. But not stopping here, going to be continuing our run south, our transit run here, and we should be at City Southwest after this, before too long. There's the super secret army base on the left there that we did leave in our previous episode, but yes, catch up with you all again shortly. Okay, leaving Machine Factory now. Goodbye Machine Factory for now. Just continuing our run back south, so we'll probably be spending the majority of the rest of this day in-game just transiting down south, because I want to find this elusive steam shunting locomotive in career mode and transition to driving that steam engine, because I think it's about time that this little diesel shunter served us well so far for these past 2 episodes. But all the same, I think it's best that we start looking at upgrading to a locomotive that can haul some heavier loads. So that's where that steam shunting locomotive will come in handy, I think. Yeah, I just want to keep tabs on the speed here. I don't want to go too fast and potentially run into trouble here. But yes, if we can find, I'm hoping we can find that steam shunter locomotive at Sawmill, which is at the bottom southwest corner of the map. Okay, if we can't find it there, I'll probably have to travel to Forest Central maybe after that. So we shall see how we'll go anyway, because really we're at the mercy of what locomotives are present at a particular station, and they are fairly random in which locomotives are parked there sometimes. So we'll just have to see how we go. But we're making some good progress anyway. The day's getting on a little bit. We did start our run today just after lunchtime, and it'll probably be, looks like it's probably at least around 4 o'clock now. I think I should probably pick up like a pocket watch or something from the store soon, so that we can keep tabs on the time as we drive. But yeah, I estimate that we are somewhere in this region at the moment, just in between Machine Factory and City Southwest. So just gonna make sure we keep our speeds in check here as we continue this run. We've got a set of points coming up actually, so don't want to be going through here too fast. At least it's a mostly downhill run as we head south here, and you can see there minus 1.4%, so nice high speed limit as well. Just going to get off the brake here and just let it coast. We haven't even touched our throttle for the most part here. We've got heaps of fuel in the tank still. We've got over 90% of fuel still. So yeah, just past those points we should be heading, I think our current location is somewhere around here, and we'll be heading towards City Southwest very shortly, okay? And then we'll be on to Sawmill after that. So catch up with you again once we approach City Southwest. Okay, here's City Southwest, so we've made it down here. It's getting later in the afternoon now. And so, as I mentioned, I do intend on just going through here. What I might do, I might just actually pause and just see what locomotives are here, actually. I'll just ring the old horn there. Yeah, I didn't really get to see. Normally there's just a DE2 shunter here at City Southwest from memory. I'm tempted to just keep going. I don't know. Okay, alright, let's just stop and have a quick look-see. Just want to see what locomotives are here, because if for some weird reason there is a steam shunting locomotive here, then we can pick it up here instead of continuing with our diesel any further. So let's, yep, got my red light showing correctly there. Very good. Let's head into town and see what we can find here. That's a strange place for a boat, isn't it? This looks like a typical service station, and some nice Eastern Bloc vehicles, or what looks like Eastern Bloc vehicles, parked around the place. You can hear some background noises there. They've really done a good job with the simulator update with the environmentals and, you know, all those sound effects and things like that. Got the birds singing in this late afternoon, kind of sunny afternoon. And yep, okay, just as I thought, there's only a DE2 shunter there. We've got a turntable here as well. I could turn our locomotive around, but what's the point? There is that notorious water tower that I stopped at quite recently in my drive around the map video. And yes, I do have that card up there if you want to check that out. I stupidly decided not to get water here when I was driving around the entire map. I thought, oh, I could pass through this station, we'll be alright. And, well, yeah, watch the video if you haven't already, and you'll see how that went down for me. Right, okay, into the locomotive, and we'll continue on heading south. Our next stop will be Sawmill, and hopefully that's where we'll find our steam shunter. Okay, so there's a set of points up ahead. Just need to make sure those are set correctly over to the right hand side there. And it looks like they are already. No, they're not. Let's quickly change those over. That's better. Okay, 20 k's an hour here. We're doing a little bit above that right now, so let's get onto the brakes a little bit, because I don't want to cause any undue stress to the old locomotive here. This is a little bit of a sharp turn, this one, and then this is a bit of an incline as well, actually, so no more downhills. This is a bit of an incline as we get closer towards Sawmill, but we're just a single locomotive here, so this should be gravy getting up this hill. And you can see there, we are leaving City Southwest and heading on towards Sawmill, where hopefully we're going to find that steam locomotive. So we're just leaving City Southwest there, where that's our approximate location now. You can see we're getting closer and closer to the southernmost, southwesternmost. Ooh, hang on. Oh, it's grinding. It really got close to the limit there of the adhesion of the wheels. Could have jumped off the tracks if we weren't careful. But yes, we should be at the Sawmill shortly. Okay, so catch up with you all then, and we'll do the big reveal and see if that steam shunter is waiting for us. Okay, the sun's very much gone down now. It's very much dusk, I guess you could say. We are almost at Sawmill. It's quite literally just around this corner that's coming up. So we'll see if we've got that steam shunting locomotive there. If not, then I do have a plan, probably just continue on and go to Forest Central, not Forest Central, Forest South, sorry, on the map. I'll show the map in just a moment. And see if the steam locomotive is waiting for us there instead. But I'm also thinking, you know, we should probably be picking up a job and making a little bit of money in this episode as well, because this is career mode. We can't afford to mess around here. We should be making some cash so that we can supplement all of our consumables and things like that. Anyway, we have arrived here at Sawmill now. Where is that steam shunter? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Okay, looks like there is no steam shunting locomotive here. I can only really see a DE2 diesel shunter, which is basically the same engine that we're driving now. But okay, gonna have to switch to plan B then. I think what we'll do here is we'll probably spend the night, because I don't really love driving at night time too much, I guess, especially during a video. It's kind of hard to show everyone what's going on. So there's the there's the shunter, and the station we just passed as well, the station building. Just gonna put the brakes on here. We'll shut this thing down for the night, and we will continue on in the morning. But I figure what we'll do here is just... Oh, that's quiet. Oh, that's better. Yep, so what we'll do is we are here at the sawmill at the far bottom right, left-hand corner of the map. So, like I said, we'll spend the night here. Go ahead and crash on the couch, on the sofa. We'll leave the map inside the old shunter there. Don't need to worry about taking that with us, because we are going to be coming back to it in the morning. So we'll just spend the night here. We did spend most of this day in transit, so we have made it down here anyway, so that's good. And I don't have a torchlight, unfortunately. I might have to see if I can pick up a lantern or something soon. But yes, here is the station office at Sawmill. So here we are on the map. You can see there's our red marker. You can see there from the clock, it is 9:30 at night. So just have a quick look at the map here. Have a look at some of these jobs. There's a shunting job, a logistical haul. Oh yeah, there's a shunting job going. Oh yeah, logistical haul. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at this one. This is paying 12 grand, and that is taking a whole bunch of plywood, timber to goods factory in town. That might be a good job to do actually. So I might actually do that one in the morning. So that's taking us from our current location northeast, basically. But as I did allude to just earlier, I'm going to stop at Forest South, and then we'll continue up in a northeasterly direction to goods factory. So we'll stop at Forest South on the way and just see if we can't switch locomotives. But we'll do that in the morning. We'll get some sleep first, so let's just do that. And it'll take us up to 5:30 in the morning. So catch you all in the morning. Okay, bright and early in the morning. So it's the next day now in the game. The rain has started. The weather's not looking great, unfortunately. Hopefully the weather doesn't hang around too long. If we look at the forecast here, we can see there, actually, yeah, that's an interesting forecast. It's showing that 6 AM is sunny, but it's definitely not sunny. It's going to be on and off rain anyway. So here's our plywood and boards job that I was just talking about. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just begin that job, I think. We've got to try and make a little bit of money on this in this episode as well. We can't just go looking for this steam shunter and not make some money along the way. So I figure we'll just continue with our diesel engine. And actually on that point, let's have a look at the fees for this diesel engine. Wow, okay. So we did actually start this episode with no fees, okay, because I paid them in the last episode. And so far, we've actually caused quite a bit of consumable fees and a little bit of emissions there, not too bad. But yeah, mechanical powertrain, electrical powertrain, and quite a bit of diesel there, okay. So I'll just chuck that into the bin for now because we don't really need that. We'll clear those fees later. It is almost 8 grand worth of fees, but because our co-pay is only $2,000, again, that's the really sweet part about all of this. We're just paying that 2 grand, and even if we blow up this locomotive, it's no big deal because we just pay 2 grand and we're good. So there's our plywood and boards anyway. So I think, so it's 124 ton. And those locomotive, those wagon IDs there all match up. So yeah, let's get inside bright and early. We'll make a start here because we've still got a little bit of distance to go so far. I wanted to try and see if we can get this steam shunter by the end of this episode. So let's get everything going here. We'll just have to pull forward here and then back up into the siding and get our load of plywood. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now. So I'll catch up with you in just a moment. Okay, so just heading into the siding now. So as I mentioned, we'll be going from Sawmill today and up through Forest South, okay, and then all the way across to Goods Factory in Town. Now Goods Factory in Town is a good destination because we can get the expert shovel actually when we are there. So that'll be a good handy kind of item to have for the steam locomotive too. Hopefully we'll be able to get the steam locomotive at Forest South. Otherwise, well, I don't know, it's going to be an elusive steam locomotive if we can't get it. So anyway, let's hook up to this load, make a little bit of money in today's episode as well while we're at it. Just check these handbrakes. And I bet you it's always going to be the last one that is on, isn't it? There you go. Okay, we're well on our way. Nice and early in the morning now. I figure we'll do a job. We might as well do a job and earn some money whilst we are on the hunt, continuing to look for this elusive steam locomotive. We are at at Sawmill, so we'll continue on and we'll go past Forest South. Okay. And I'm hoping that's where we'll find the steam locomotive. Then we can continue up to Goods Factory to deliver our load of plywood. Okay, so that's where we'll be ending up today to deliver this load of plywood. But yes, hopefully on the way we'll find that steam locomotive at Forest South. So it should be a fairly good run out of here. It's going to be mostly downhill. There is a section here. Need to make sure we bear right and then bear left after that, respectively, at the two sets of points coming up. But that's not for a little while yet, so we'll go easy on the throttle here because it's mostly downhill for a lot of this way. But I tell you, coming back this way, it's definitely a hard slog because it's yeah, we're going down the hill this way, but coming back the other way is definitely an uphill incline. So hopefully we won't have to come back this way anytime soon, especially with this little shunter. This little shunter is rated for more or less around 200 ton or so, but it's been severely downgraded in pulling power since this simulator update, and I think rightly so because it's really only got those two axles. Oh, we're going a little bit fast here. Yes, it shouldn't take us too long now to reach Forest South at this speed. Just have to play with this handbrake a little bit to keep our speed in check. Not the best way to do this because the handbrake only applies on the Loco, but there you go. So first set of points, make sure we go off to the right. Yeah, okay, let's get on the brake a little bit more here. I'm not sure actually if the fees count towards brake usage. Hopefully it doesn't, because I'm really using the brake quite a bit. Doing about 30 here, so yeah, speed's still creeping up. I tell you, we're going down a hill, so I'm gonna have to keep this handbrake just slightly applied here. So yes, bear to the right coming up, so just make sure that we head off in the right hand side direction, off to the right. Yeah, so speed limit of 70, so that's fine, I can let off this handbrake. Looks like we've got an incline coming up actually. So So just need to be mindful of that as well. Okay, just make sure that our points are set. There's the junction up ahead. Okay, yeah, we're slowing down a bit, so let's get onto the power. Okay, points are set correctly. Should just be able to go straight in. Make sure our handbrake's off. Sun's coming out a little bit now, and here comes the first real set of inclines as well, plus 1.8% now, so we're really going to be putting this little shunter through its paces. We've got to make sure that we maintain this momentum, because we do have a reasonable amount of load on the back here, almost 200 ton. Well, pretty much 200 ton. Yeah, okay, we're putting some heat into it now. We're just over 400 amps. Beautiful morning in Derail Valley here. It looks like the weather's actually cleared up a little bit, so that's good. It's not raining anymore. Taking a little bit of a bite out of our fuel tank there, but still very much safe fuel-wise. So there we are right now. We're just crossing over that lake, over the river, and we'll be coming up to another set of points soon. Got to make sure we bear left to get to Forest South, FRS. And that's where I'm hoping we can grab our steam locomotive from, and then continue our journey to goods factory and town. See the nice lighting effects there as the sun, the morning sun, just reflects off those rails and off the bodywork of the shunter here as well. It might rain a little bit later. It does look like there's a bit of cloud hanging about. Seem to be holding our speed okay. Our temperatures are stabilized. She's a bit warm, but nothing too serious. Just make sure we maintain this momentum as we head towards Forest South here. We've got one more set of points coming up soon. As mentioned, just make sure we head off to the left-hand side there. I think we've got Bob's Garage coming up first. And those points are normally set for the main line, so don't have to worry about that. I really wish this, oh, I've got more of an incline now. I really wish this DE2 had a little bell, because I think it'd be handy to have the bell. I know a few of you don't like it, and I don't really enjoy running the bell, especially for a prolonged period of time. In the steam shunter I'm talking about here, but I think it's good to have the bell, like going through level crossings and stuff. But don't know, maybe they'll add it to this little shunter at some point. must say this little shunter's doing okay so far with this load. And whilst we do have some inclines coming up to Forest South there, we just want to make sure we don't go to the right coming up, because that's going into Harbour and Town. So yes, there is going to be some hills coming up shortly, and actually we are already on a bit of an incline now. So we just have to make sure, we probably have to get on the throttle here a little bit more. Just have to make sure we don't lose too much momentum here, because having a low momentum is not a good idea when you're on a heavy grade, because it can be very difficult to not only accelerate the train, let alone try and maintain the speed. So yeah, forget about accelerating, but maintaining speed is a big factor as well on hills. So sometimes you just have to attack these hills with a little bit more momentum, especially when you don't have as much power under the bonnet, or if you've got an excessively heavy load, or both. It's just one of those things that you learn whilst playing this game, about the different locomotives and the different capabilities that they have. And not only that, it's just the different weather conditions that you might encounter. If it was pouring down here, and then we were trying to go up a big hill, we might find that the wheels might slip. Okay, so here's our set of points here. We'll be up the Forest South very shortly, once we go through these points. And then that's where I'm hoping that, yep, we're bearing left, that's correct, that we'll find our steam shunter. So it won't be too much longer now, and we should be there. And we'll be at the mercy of randomization, random chance, basically. See what locos are parked at Forest South. Hopefully it's our steam engine, because if it's not, then I don't know how we're going to find this steam engine. I really don't know. Ever more inclines as we approach Forest South here, so we are running up the temps a little bit more. We're really we're pulling 500 amps here on the old generator, so we really dig into the throttle right now, trying to maintain speed. But we are more or less here at Forest South, so here comes the big reveal. The steam shunter has to be here. If it's not here, I really don't know where else it could be. And look at that. There she is. The steam shunter. Yes. I don't know. I'm trying. Okay, hang 5. I'm not too sure what I'm doing here. One moment. I'm kind of not thinking. I've clearly not thought this through. What I want to do is get rid of this. I want to ditch this diesel shunter already, and then switch the load that we're hauling over to this steam engine. So there it is in all its glory, the steam shunter. We've finally made it in career mode. We're going to be hopping inside shortly, and we'll be enjoying the wonderful steam engine. Never mind. We'll be doing something shortly, I promise you. Okay, I've got a bit of a plan here. I'm going to back out and just leave the load at the end of the main line there. And basically what we'll do is we'll disconnect the shunter and then pull in and probably leave it over on the other side there at the water tower. So let me just do that real quick. I've got the feeling I'm probably going to need to put on 2 handbrakes here out of the 3 instead of just 1, because this thing is still kind of moving. Okay, so let's pull forward now. Just leave our load there on the main line. It's fine. Hopefully it doesn't go rolling down the hill. That'd be a real shame, wouldn't it? I don't think it's moving. I hope it's not moving. Okay, so let's set these points over. Just going to pull in to the water tower area there. So we'll make sure that these points are set correctly. Yep, all good. Don't want to waste any time here. Just go nice and quick. Okay, right here, more or less under this water tower should be fine for now, because we won't be using this shunter anymore. It's saying goodbye to the old diesel and over into the steam locomotive. Finally, after 2.5 jobs in career mode, we've finally made it, ladies and gents. No more diesel, over to the steamer. This is going to be fun indeed. So I just want to do a real quick summary here. Just going to go into the station building here at Forest South and just have a look at the time. Okay, yep, not even 10 a.m. yet. It's only like 9:40. So we've come this morning from Sawmill across to Forest South, and we have found the steam locomotive. So hooray, hooray. From here, what I'm doing, what I think I want to do anyway, is just continue on past the farm-ish area, past the steel mill, and into goods factory and town. And there, we should be able to get our expert shovel as well. Let's just go ahead and reprint our active orders. We can have a look and just see, yep, we've still got our active freight order here for our plywood. We'll just go ahead and chuck that in the bin, because we don't, oh, hang on. I thought I had my job booklet. Okay, might need to reprint that after all. Again. Okay, so that's our job. So let's go ahead and get this steam locomotive running. I can't wait. It's been a little while. We'll say one last goodbye to the diesel. Bye-bye. Don't need you anymore. I mean, it's been great knowing you. I really enjoyed. We really, yep. Okay, now we need to get onto that turntable as well and spin this thing around as well, because it's facing the wrong way at the moment. So let's hop inside and get her going. Look at that. Yes. 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 Career mode, steam locomotive, steam shunter. I don't want to ruffle any feathers here, but I think this is probably surpassing the DM3 in being my most favorite locomotive at the moment. But that's not to say that I don't enjoy the DM3 as well. So yes, I don't rule out playing with the DM3 in career mode eventually. Soon, maybe. But this is, whoops. Oh, at least we know we've got a full load of coal. Just trying to get into this thing here. Okay, let's get it going. So the first, oh no. Oh no. I just realized something. Oh dear. I can't believe it. Done it. It's done. It's all over, folks. It's all over. The dream is over. Can't do this anymore. It's done. Pack it up and we'll go home. For those of you who may not realize so far, or just now, I don't have a shovel in my inventory. This is basically akin to being up a creek without a paddle. Yep, definitely don't have a shovel. There's no shovel. We've come all this way. There's no coal. You don't have to worry about coal. It's a steam locomotive. You don't need a shovel. Don't need a shovel at all. Okay, well, I've been standing here just thinking about this for a little while. And there's two options here. Basically, if we want to continue with this steam locomotive and pick up the train and continue, we'll have to backtrack first and get a shovel. Okay? Because we don't have a shovel. We'll have to go backtrack past the sawmill and right back up to City Southwest, okay, and basically pick up our load of, pick up our shovel from the store at City Southwest, okay. Or option 2 is just continue on with the diesel shunter, but yeah, you know what, we've come this far and I really want that steam shunter, so if it means that I have to hook it up to the end of this train and backtrack to City Southwest, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now you might be wondering, why not just leave the shunter, the steam shunter here and then come back for it? Well, there's no guarantee it'll still be here when I come back, so in order to preserve the steam locomotive, and so it doesn't get stolen and disappear off the map, I'm going to have to hook up to it so that the game recognizes that it's one of the assets that we'll be using during our career mode playthrough. So that just basically means I'm going to have to hook up to that steam locomotive and hope that this little shunter can just pull it all the way through back to City Southwest. And I think backtracking is probably the shortest way to get to City Southwest right now, even though we've got some massive hills that we'll have to be dealing with at some point. I'm just going to have to hope that the diesel shunter can handle it. So let's get these points set, and let's see if we can't hook up to this steam engine. So let's go ahead and just get our steam engine first and see if we can't start moving that thing. I have no words right now. Long story, not even going to go into it. Oops. I had taken the handbrake off the steam locomotive, and when I gently pushed up against it, it actually pushed the steam locomotive. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Now you might have heard a little bit of water sloshing just now as well. I actually did open the cylinder drains, but I'm not too sure. There might still be some moisture in the cylinders of that steam locomotive. Now, for those of you wondering, I have turned on the lubricator on the steam locomotive as well. So it's not going to get starved of any lubrication or anything like that. Okay, so I've done that off camera just now. I'm just going to go ahead and hook up everything. Actually, I'm just wondering whether I should hook up the brakes, because the brakes are not the same as... Yeah, they're not the self-lapping brakes that the DE2 has. So I might actually just disconnect the brake hose. The problem here is that this locomotive, the steam locomotive, is going to be a bunch of dead weight behind us, and it's not going to have any brakes. So it's going to be an extra 40-odd ton of steam loco that our poor old train is going to try and slow down and accelerate, for that matter. But you know what? We're just going to have to take this thing with us because we have no choice right now. You can hear the pistons on the steam locomotive behind me. Oh, here we go. This is a little bit crazy and definitely not recommended. And I don't even know how this is going to go. We'll just have to try it. Okay. Because there's no other way right now. And just when I thought we'd be saying goodbye to the diesel shunter as well. How about that? Now the other thing to be wary here as well is the amount of fuel remaining that we have in the diesel engine. So that's one thing to be mindful of. There's going to be some really crazy hills, that's for sure, going back this way. So I should have hooked up the steam loco's brakes. Oops. Okay, I don't really want to spend too much more time dwelling on this one, folks, but basically I'm going to be dragging this steam locomotive with us back to City Southwest to get the shovel and the lighter. And I guess I probably could have done a little bit of shunting here to just leave this load where it is, but I don't know. I'm sure it wouldn't have despawned, but I'm just going to take everything with us for what it's worth, because this is career mode and I don't want to mess things up here. I want to make sure that we do this job and that we achieve the outcomes that we want. So off with the handbrakes, and I don't think I've actually applied the brakes, to be honest. I'm not too sure, but we'll get on going anyway. The steam locomotive doesn't have any brakes right now, so really it's 43 ton that's going to be dragging us back and stopping us as well and all that sort of stuff. So we'll get on moving. I'm not too sure what's going on with the brakes right now, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. Okay, the good news is we do have just over half a tank of fuel on the shunter still. And the steam locomotive seems to be behaving itself for the moment. So, as long as these grades aren't too crazy, we should be able to keep everything in control here. I know the shunter really doesn't have that much power, and we are hauling a hefty load as it is with this load of plywood. One thing I'm finding that I am having to put on quite a hefty application of braking, more so than usual, just to keep the speed in check. And I can only imagine how things are going to go once we start hitting those inclines going back this way, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge as well, I'm sure. But we'll have to give it our best shot, and I'm hoping we can make it back to City Southwest before it gets too dark, okay? Because if we need to spend the night there, that's fine. And I might even have to make this a two-part episode, this one, for this plywood hauling job, but that's fine. If we need to finish off this run in episode 4, that's absolutely fine, as long as we can make it to City Southwest without derailing. That is what's important right now, because our speed is really going a little bit crazy. Even yeah, we're just gonna have to keep a little bit of brake application going anyway, because I can just see this whole thing getting out of control if we don't take care right now. We've got this crazy steam locomotive behind us right now that is really nothing more than dead weight, and hopefully it doesn't cause us to derail. So fingers crossed we don't lose the entire train around these crazy curves. Slow and steady wins the race. I realise that because we're doing this crazy backtrack right now, we can throw that time bonus out the window for our lovely plywood job, unfortunately. But we're doing this in the name of securing this steam locomotive. And to be honest, I should have used a little bit more foresight when I was at City Southwest beforehand. I really should have had the forethought and just thought, hang on, I don't have a shovel, so what am I doing? But anyway, as they say, them's the brakes. No, they're not. That's the steam locomotive. Okay, we're coming back around to the viaduct, which we just crossed earlier. Let's have a look at the map. So basically we are right here at the moment, just crossing the river. And we'll be coming up to the sawmill soon, and then we just need to head back, to City Southwest from there. Now it's been mostly downhill so far, so we haven't really been encountering any issues. We are going quite fast at the moment, so I'm going to have to bring this down to around 20k an hour, because we've got a set of points coming up here which has a little bit of a tight left-hander. And we don't really want to push the luck going around here. Actually, it's 40, not 20, sorry. But that's fine. Nice, safe speed as we go around. And I think we do have more kind of downhills. But make no mistake, we're going to start going up some uphill soon as well. So just need to get ready for that. Don't want to lose too much momentum here either. Just been cutting out some of the more boring bits, I guess you could say. We have passed that river though. We are pretty much halfway between the river and sawmill at the moment, so we are making some progress, but as I said just before, there will be some inclines coming up shortly, so it's a bit of a balancing act right now. Yep, and here comes this first set of inclines, so we need to get onto the power. So let's get onto the power right now, because this is going to be, yeah, I can feel the whole train just grinding to a halt already. Come on, power, we need power, Let's hope we don't stall this thing. We're asking a lot of the shunter right now. Bear in mind we've got an extra 50 ton plus from the steam locomotive behind us that's doing basically nothing for us. It's just hitching a ride right now. Yeah, we're really digging into the traction motor temperatures right now. We have to keep this momentum going. There is no way we'd be able to start on an incline like this. So things are going okay, I must say. Just as long as we keep our momentum up, we shouldn't have any problems. Our traction motor temps are elevated, but they're not rising, so as long as we don't overheat the motors, we'll be fine. Okay, we're almost there, just last curve, and then we'll be back at the sawmill, and that should be the end of our inclines for the moment until we reach City Southwest now. So we just got this right-hander. No, I'm just thinking about that switch that we had set before. Hang on, that's oh no, the comms radio, quick, gotta change those points. Oh no, I changed the points halfway through. The train's gonna derail, Oh, those carriages. Ooh. Oh, that's not good, Check out the yaw on that carriage. Basically jackknifed that carriage there. If we were going any faster, we could have derailed it. Did you see how fast the train just stopped? There's like this massive tension right now. Spring tension almost, and it's just sprung the entire train backwards. I don't know why I changed those points. I had this crazy thought. I wanted to go into the main line of the... Oh, I don't know what I wanted to do. I thought those points were set the wrong way. Anyway. Whatever, we'll go with the original plan of setting the points to go that way. Doesn't really make a difference. The problem is now, there is no way I can start this train on this hill. And now it's raining, of course. Why wouldn't it be? This little shunter's not going to be able to do it. It's not going to be able to push this train up this hill with a steamer behind it on wet rails like this. But we're going to give it a go anyway, and let's just see what it can do. I really doubt it. And get the power on. Oh, wheels are spinning for one thing. Turn the sander on. Oh, those amps just went through the roof there. It's trying. I'm gonna have to back off the throttle, otherwise I'm gonna pop the breaker. No, it's not going to do it. I'm going to have to back it up, folks. I'm going to have to back up to pretty much the start of this incline. Almost back to where that bridge was, I guess. Where that 50k/h limit was. Where the incline starts, I guess. I'm going to have to take it all the way back and try it again. Alright, let's just take it back. Gonna have to get another run at this hill. Okay, so we're just rolling back down this hill now. Gonna have to go pretty much back to that bridge, I reckon, because that's one hell of a hill we've got as we approach the sawmill there. It's 2.4 or something, or it's 2+% gradient, so that's a lot. Just gonna have to keep going until the train slows down, till we hit that little valley in the incline, I guess, until we level off, and then we'll take another run at it. Still reversing here, as you can see, just trying to get as far back as I can. We're not quite at the bridge yet, but we're close. We're almost there. We're pretty much back to the river right now. We've reversed all the way back to the river, and we're going to take... Yep, we're back pretty much there. And we're going to take another hit, another run, and then from there we'll go back to City Southwest. So, this time I'm not going to change the points. Alright, let's do this. Brace yourselves, because here we go. This is the hill climb to end all hill climbs, I think. We'll see if our little DE2 shunter can do this. We've got our dead steam engine behind us, basically, doing nothing, just dragging us back. And we've got a big load in front of us, so keep the fingers crossed. Here we go. Need to concentrate here, so we'll check back in with you once we make it. this is it. This is it. Here come the set of points that I really screwed up last time. You can see here we've got quite a lot more momentum as well this time, but we made it. Okay. Let the old DE2 rest for a little bit now, because that's more or less the end of our inclines for the moment. As we make our way through Sawmill here, we've still got quite a bit of light, so I'm just going to push ahead to City Southwest. We just passed a steam shunter there on the left hand side. Of course we did. It's just randomly spawned in. It wasn't here the last time we were here. Okay, from here on out, it's just going to be more of a relaxing downhill section. So this should be very much a cakewalk now, as long as we keep the speed under control. Still got quite a bit of light as mentioned, so we should make City Southwest. It's just around the corner now, before it gets too dark. Okay, this is the last set of points, 20k an hour limit, just before City Southwest, so the day is getting on. Can see those shadows getting long, and it's definitely a golden hour once again, but this time it's the end of the day, so going to have to probably wrap this one up, folks. Once we get to City Southwest, I'm beat for the day. We're gonna have to continue this job in the next video, episode 4, where we will take the steam engine and do this run of plywood planks up to goods factory in town. So just before we wrap up, I will park up this DE2, we'll get it out of the way. We'll go ahead and stop this whole thing just near the station office here in City Southwest. And the main reason we're here obviously is because this is the closest shop on the map to where I was, so we need to buy a shovel so that we can shovel some coal. And we need to get a lighter, and maybe I might as well just pick up a lantern maybe as well. So there's the station office there on the left hand side, that little building there just off the tracks. We'll go ahead and just park up here, and then we'll do a runner into the shop and get our stuff. Well, at least we made it. The good old little DE2 shunter, we really got our money's worth out of that thing. We're running really low on fuel there as well, actually. We are in the red on the fuel gauge, so yeah, I had to cut quite a little bit out of that little last bit from Sawmill to City Southwest, unfortunately, but it was a fairly uneventful run, mostly downhill, so nothing really to write home about. Just running to the little shop here in City Southwest, and we'll go ahead and purchase our shovel and our other bits and pieces. Okay, so this is what the shop looks like, basically this blue building, and you can see here that the shelves are empty, but there's a little checklist or a little bunch of signs or banners, I guess you could call them, at the back wall, where basically you can find things like the shovel, lighter, we'll need that as well, we don't have that at the moment. And there's other bits and pieces too, like cassettes and things like that. You can buy a boom box, you can buy a flashlight. Flashlight's actually $5 grand, that's not cheap. The shovel's only 250 bucks, so we'll go ahead and scan these in. So I'll take one shovel, one lighter, and I'll grab the lantern as well, I think. That's $2,000. That's going to take a fair bite out of our wallet. That's 2,400 bucks. We've got $8,000 there, so that's more than enough. And there we go. Let's just chuck the shovel there on the bench. So yes, that is what we need. Okay, I'm just packing up the old DE2 here. I'm going to say goodbye to it finally. This poor old DE2 has taken us quite a distance so far in our career. I've only done 2.5 jobs with it, I guess you could say, but if you have a look here, it's yeah, we've really eaten into the fuel reserves there, and the poor thing's been pushed and shoved and ran within an inch of its life trying to pull these carriages and pull this steam locomotive here and there and everywhere. But finally, I think this is the end of the line for the old DE2. So from now on, this is our steam engine which will be running, and we shall I'm just going to go ahead and fire this up right now. So just bear with me while I do this. Almost there, folks. I just want to get this thing moving, back it up, turn it around, and then hook it up to the train, and then we shall call it a night on this and call it on the episode as well. Let's go ahead and get, actually I want to try this new trick I've learned to open the water hatch. Basically just click and drag real fast with the mouse, and that seems to work pretty well actually. So thanks for the feedback on that one, really appreciate it. And here the wind is really picking up here as well. Okay, handbrake's off. Okay, I'm just going to back this thing up, take it through the little Y section of track, and basically spin it around and back it up to the train carriages. So let's just turn on the generator here so we can get the lights going. Don't need the air pump because we'll just use the handbrake. You can see there we've got a full load of coal. Our water was fine as well. I think it was full. Okay, we'll check back in with you shortly. Okay, just coming back through to the station here, back to the station office. And our load of plywood is just waiting for us. Just make sure we set these switches correctly here. Weather's coming down a little bit. Okay, alright, I'm just going to hitch up the train and then we'll go ahead and just do a quick summary. Okay, lanterns come in handy, that's for sure. I'll just turn that off for now. Alrighty, so in this episode, what did we achieve? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's almost 10:30 in the evening now, and we've still got our job ongoing. From sawmill to goods factory in town. Obviously we did have quite a few problems there, unfortunately. Nothing is ever straightforward in this game, is it? Okay, so we started off at Iron Ore Mine West at the beginning of the episode, and I had a thought to basically head all the way south past Machine Factory, past City Southwest. We did have a quick look to see if there was a steam shunter there. There was none. There was no steam shunter at Sawmill either, but I thought I'd pick up a job whilst there, and we got the job there for the plywood, and the plywood job was going to goods factory. Now on the way there I thought I'd swing past Forest South to see if the steam shunter was there, and lo and behold it was there. Now the problem was when we got there I realized we didn't have a shovel, so yeah, at that point we had to backtrack all the way through, as we saw, and now we're back at City Southwest. So back at City Southwest, picked up our shovel, lantern, lighter, so now our steam engine is operational. We're going to leave the DE2 diesel shunter behind. Now in the next episode, I'll probably take a more direct route to goods factory in town. We're not going to head south, we'll probably just head east from that red marker where we are, and just head straight up to goods factory. More direct route that way, I think. Anyway, that's for the next episode, episode 4. Let's have a look at our fees. Wow, look at the fees on the old shunter, the diesel shunter. That little DE2. We really have... we've really damaged this thing, haven't we? It's got light damage. Don't worry, you're insured. But yeah, the total fees are like 27k. So, yeah. Great thing that I've got 2k copay, isn't it? Only $2,000 to clear all of these fees out. You know what? I'll probably never get Long Train 2 at this point to avoid that huge copay that it comes with. But then again, manual servicing helps with that too. So I'm not going to go ahead and pay any fees right now. I've got $6,500 in the wallet. Can't afford to clear all these fees, but we do have a job ongoing. So we'll finish that job first. You can see there that the steam locomotive, even though it's done almost no useful work for us so far, has racked up quite a few fees as well already. So we have been dragging it across the map though. So yeah, but I haven't used it very much. Anyway, that's for episode 4, I guess. So yeah, here we are back at City Southwest. We did start up at Iron Ore Mine West, and we're back at City Southwest. So yeah, in that next episode, like I said, like I alluded to just now, I think I will take a more direct route from here across to goods factory in town and just finish off that plywood job that we've got already. I'm not going to go south. There's no real need. So here's our job for next time, which we still have. Obviously, you're not going to get that time bonus. I've given up on that long ago when we had to backtrack. But yeah, it should be a pretty direct route all the way across to goods factory in town for episode 4. Now, the good thing there is as well, I'm hoping that we can get the expert shovel, and really looking forward to that one. So I hope you're looking forward to that too, episode 4. Thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far, really appreciate your viewership as always. It's 11 PM right now, so I'm going to go and get some sleep in the game and probably in real. And in episode 4, we'll start a new day. Hopefully the rain won't be here anymore, and we'll go and we'll finish our plywood job in goods factory in town with the steam shunter. We'll get our expert shovel and we'll see what all that's about. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that should be a really cool run, and probably not going to take as long either, hopefully. Well, we won't jinx it, will we? Touch wood. So thanks for watching, and see you all in the next one.